What's up? How you guys doing? I hope you're having an absolutely amazing, what day is it today? Tuesday? I hope you're having an absolutely amazing Tuesday evening. Welcome to another episode. I don't even know what I'm going to call this, but this is something that, for those of y'all that are new to the Pre-Doctor Physical Therapy Students page, my name is Joseph, and I am one of the co-founders of Pre-PT Grind, where it is our job to help you get into PT school. So if you're here because you're interested in physical therapy, you're thinking about physical therapy, you've applied to PT school and things did not go well, or you're applying for the first time, you are in the right place. Let me double check and make sure that we are actually live in the group. Perfect. For those of y'all that are live right now, would y'all mind just commenting live? Like, for those of you that are joining us live, would y'all just mind commenting live? For those of y'all that are watching on replay, comment replay. The reason is when there's a lot of comments in the video, it keeps popping up. And especially when I know that I feel like every message we give you guys is extremely important, because it comes from just a place of just wanting to make sure you guys are well taken care of, especially when you're going through the different struggles as a pre-PT, and now more than ever with everything that's been going on with the coronavirus and just how weird everyone's been feeling, how stuck, confused, school switches, all the different things. I want as many of you to see this as possible. So if you wouldn't mind just commenting live or commenting replay, it just helps the video keep popping. Every single one of you. Man, how y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? I hope you guys are feeling good. So tonight, this is not going to be an extremely long topic, but a very, very important one. This is a very, very important one because especially now, you know, this is a topic that I believe is important at any stage of your pre-PT journey. But now more than ever, I felt in my heart that I needed to share this because it's going to make or break some of your journeys to getting into PT school. And I want to make sure that you guys have what you need to make sure that as you're navigating this journey, as you guys are pursuing physical therapy, you guys are good. Here's what I want to start with though. Tell me in 3 words in the comment section. If you guys are live, what's up, Kenny? What's up, Steven? Great to see you guys. Tell me in 3 words why you chose physical therapy as the profession of choice. 3 words. 3 words. Your 3 words could be fitness, health, mom, because your mom, you know, may have had physical therapy. Your words could be, you know, saw therapist treat, like whatever your reason is, or love serving people, like whatever your reason is. Can you just let me know in 3 words or less? Like, it's like a game, right? I want to know for those of y'all that are live right now, what was your reason to, you know, choose physical therapy? Let's see, we got Kenny. So like, tell me in the comments. For me, because as I dive into today's thing, we're talking about the U word. The U word makes or breaks your acceptance. But before we get there, I want us to talk real quick. Like, why are we doing this thing all together? Why are we doing it? Because as pre-PTs right now, there's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of us feeling stuck. There's a lot of students that are also second guessing. They're like, I don't even know if I want to do PT. I don't know, because everything is just so unstable right now. At least it feels that way, that you're just like, I don't know. So I want us to get grounded real quick. Why PT in the first place? And then I want us to talk about the U word. And then after that, if you guys have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Caitlin, Shanice, great to have you guys joining in. For me, y'all, like, some of y'all know my story real quick. Like, I chose physical therapy like by accident. Like, I didn't know what it was. Like, I sat in a classroom in high school, and I happened to be in the room because I wanted to hang out with my friends. But a PT was presenting, and all I could think was, she gets to do this for a living. Like, she gets to do that. Like, you can get paid to do that. And from then, it's literally been an up and down journey. But that was the first time I got drawn in. And so for me, like, I know my reasons why. Like, I know, like, throughout the process, like, I know why I'm still in physical therapy to begin with. And so for you guys, so Kenny says fun, flexible, mission. I love it. What are your other reasons? 3 words. Give me 3 words. And even if you're watching this on replay, what are 3 words that describe why you chose the profession? Because the word we're talking about today, the U word, is urgency. The U word is urgency. The reason why I'm even talking about this is because right now we actively have a program called the Habits of the Accepted Challenge. It is closed. So if you're not in, next time we launch it, maybe you'll get in. But for the people that are in it, they have been doing different challenges every single day. They're all pre-PTs, trying to level themselves up, but it's a lot of insight. Like they're learning a lot about themselves, things that maybe they're not as strong at, other things that they are strong at. And as they're going through the process, yesterday, a lot of them were, what I saw is a lot of them have had this battle with urgency, where like, and for those of y'all that don't know what urgency means, like urgency means like I feel like I have to be on my A game, and because I have this fire lit up, under me every single day, I bring it, whether it's studying, whether it's applying. And the honest truth is, and I saw it in the group, like they were super, super honest, but a lot of pre-Ps struggle with urgency. We're very good with procrastination. We're very good with waiting till the last possible moment. But I want to dive into this U word, urgency. Why do we have such a hard time with it? And why now more than ever? Now with the coronavirus going on, now with how confused everyone feels, how unsteady everybody feels, why this is so important for you as a pre-PT to figure out, like I want you to just be real with yourself. We have to figure out, where are we in this game of urgency? Because I'm telling you right now, that is the biggest differentiator between students that, even with the coronavirus, even with everything that's going on in the economy, the students that want to be physical therapists, that's going to be the biggest difference. Muhammad said autonomy, service, amazing. It's amazing. I love it. So let's talk about the U word for every single one of you. And for those of y'all joining us live right now, we're talking about the word urgency. And as you're listening, you might be like, yo, Joseph, I already know about the word. No. Trust me, most pre-PTs struggle with this. Let me ask this question. How many of you feel like have felt like an added sense of like pressure? Like say me, like in the last week to 2 weeks, you just feel like an added sense of pressure, whether it's certain things are falling through, places you were observing, maybe it's classes changing, you just feel more pressure. Like comment me if you just feel a lot more pressure. What has been happening, and what typically happens is when we feel pressure, most of us like get overwhelmed, and most of us get stressed, and we get confused, and for a lot of us, our focus is actually shifting. Our focus is drifting right now as pre-PTs. And so as I was thinking, and I'm looking at all these students that are in the Habits of the Accepted Challenge, and they're talking about urgency, and they're kind of grading themselves on where they feel they are in their urgency level. What's up, Anna Sophia? What's up, Kenny? Yeah. So me, I love it. So I'm watching all these students, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like they know it. But what typically happens as pre-PTs is when we're scared, when we're nervous, when we feel like everything's like moving around, or we feel like we don't have clarity, we usually don't do much that is like intentional. We don't do a lot of intentional activities. We're very busy. We do a lot of like studying, or we think we're keeping ourselves occupied with our rotations, but very few of us are actually playing a game, a pre-PT game that is very focused, directed. Every action we take, no days wasted. We have this thing lined up. And it's because a lot of us don't have clarity, but more importantly, most of us don't have urgency. So if we don't have urgency, what ends up happening is this. Things go wrong, things unpredicted. Coronavirus, nobody could have predicted this prior to 2020, right? Nobody knew that this was going to happen. So what happens is most of us as pre-PTs now freeze. We're like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what to do. What's going to happen with this? What's going to happen with that? So we're anxious, but when we're anxious, we still don't do anything. So what happens is now we're like, man, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what this, I don't know what that. But now the question is this: for a lot of you that are applying this year, like now that you're trying to figure out, okay, like I want clarity, and we'll help you with clarity. For a lot of you, like I want you guys to be able to like take a massive step back, like take a massive step back and say, as a pre-PT, right now, am I playing a game that is just like stressing me out to the point where I'm not doing anything? Like I'm not doing anything. Because I'll tell you right now, what happens is this, and for a lot of my students with Casey, you know, in the accepted system, habits of the accepted challenge and all that stuff, we're currently working on this stuff. What happens is we freeze so long that now when July comes, when August comes, when the application cycle opens up, everybody goes into a state of panic. Like, this is not even coronavirus panic. This is like school panic. It's like, oh my gosh, I have this due. Oh my goodness, I have this deadline for this school. Oh my goodness, now I have to take the GRE. So all of a sudden, we're acting off of procrastination. Like it's urgency, but it's an urgency that you don't control. So for you as a pre-PT, I want you guys to start asking yourself right now, with everything that's been going on, like how urgent have I been, first of all, prior to this? Like, was I even like locked in? Was I waiting for things to happen later? Was I kind of like, man, I'll wait till the summer to start retaking classes, or I'll wait till July to start thinking about the application, or I'll wait till August. Now coronavirus hits and you're freaking out. You're like, man, I don't got hours. I need this. Okay, so you're a little, you're a little flustered, right? So now what happens is we freeze and we're still not doing anything. And then July, August comes, and now we're in like full on procrastination panic mode, expecting that somehow we're still going to get into PT school. It doesn't work that way. So my question to you is now, well, not even a question. My plea to you as a pre-PT is that at this point, we first of all have to start asking ourselves, like, well, we have to make an agreement with ourselves that we are going to play urgent from now on. Urgent means that I'm not like, it's not that I have all the answers. Trust me, like not everyone has all the answers as a pre-PT. That's why you have coaches like us and so on and so forth. But making a conscious decision that the time you have now is not going to be wasted on a lot of things that you don't have a lot of control over. And you're going to make sure that now you're trying to find clarity so that every single action actually leads you to where by the time July and August comes, most of y'all shouldn't feel like you're panicking. But most of y'all shouldn't feel like if you do it the right way, you shouldn't feel like you're having to wait till the last possible moment for everything. Right now, it could be the GRE. Like, if you know that you need to be retaking the GRE, like, are you playing off of urgency? Or are you just like, or do you just think you have more time? Like, I'm telling you right now, if you ever feel like you just have more time, oh, I have time for this, you're not urgent enough. You're not urgent enough. And here's the beautiful thing about playing off of urgency. Students that play off of urgency always find themselves with a lot more peace when the application cycle starts. They also have more time to actually add things to their application so that they can actually stand out. They also have time to focus on being their true selves instead of freaking out. Like, if I'm going to apply to a program, I'm submitting my application 2 days before. Like, I'm freaking out. Is this going to be submitted in time? Is my letter of recommendation? The students that do it way ahead of time, the ones that were playing urgent as if it was their deadline. Students that are placing their deadline, like 1 or 2 months before the actual deadline. Like, they tell themselves, hey, this school says I need to be done by October. So what they're telling themselves, they're like, shoot, July, I got to have everything done. If the school's deadline is October, my personal deadline is July. But it has to be a decision. I'm like, for students that are going to crush it, like, yes, there are certain things that you cannot control right now with everything that's going on with the climate, with schools and so on and so forth. But there are so many things that you can. And with those things, we have to light the fire up our own behinds. And if not, use this live stream as like a wake-up call. Because this is one of the most beautiful moments that you might have. You might look back on like March, April, I don't know how long the coronavirus is going to last. You might look back at this and be like, oh my goodness, like, I actually took advantage of that time period. I took advantage of it. Like, I made sure that pieces of my application, I was learning how to stand out. For those that are in our programs, you're like, I'm actually learning all these things that I don't have to wait till the last possible moment. I'm understanding how PTCast works. I'm understanding how to do a perfect essay. I'm researching these schools. I'm actually making all these connections. I'm not playing off of last minute procrastination. And so for you as a pre-PT right now, ask yourself, am I deciding to be urgent? Have I decided that, yes, the last week may have sucked, the last 2 weeks may have sucked. Honestly, it might keep sucking because like a lot of things are not going to be the same. But what I can, man, like what I don't want you to do is I don't want y'all to have a pity party and start telling yourself, well, I can't do no, like we have to like relock back in. Relock back in as a pre-PT. Relock back in. Yeah, schools are still going to be in session. Will they be the exact same? Might some of them start online? Maybe, but you decided to become a physical therapist. This is why at the very beginning of this last year, I asked you, like, why PT? Why PT? I think a lot of times we forget where we're going and we pay so much attention to how that we get lost in the mix. Like we get so lost in the mix. So for me, I'm thinking to myself, oh my goodness, Joseph, I want to be a physical therapist because I want to serve the elderly population because it reminds me of my grandmother and I know this, that, and the other. Cool. So what if your first semester in PT school is online? So what if you have to do an online interview? Let's figure out how to do it, but you have to play off of urgency. Urgency means I'm actively looking for solutions. Urgency means that when opportunities are presented for me to shadow somewhere that maybe I didn't want to shadow before, well, I know that I'm trying to learn more about the profession. So I'm actually going to I'm going to be urgent. I'm making the decision to take control of all of these things. And when you do that, you find so much peace as a pre-PT. Students that are doing that right now, like, are the ones that are stressing out the least. They've made a decision. Not having clarity clouds urgency. Anxiety clouds urgency. Trust me, I've struggled with a lot of anxiety. But one thing that I saw one of the pre-PTs, right, because for those of y'all that are just joining in, I'm referencing day one of the Habits of the Accepted Challenge that a good number of pre-PTs are in right now. One student said, man, like, I wonder how much more I could have achieved if I had a sense of urgency earlier. When July comes, when August comes, will you be able to look back at this time and say, man, I achieved everything I could have because I was urgent? Or will you be the one asking yourself, I wonder what I could have achieved had I been urgent? So as a pre-PT, y'all, this is not time to feel sorry for ourselves. It's not. It's not. Are things difficult personally? For everyone, there are. Like, this is probably the first time in a long time where the entire world is hurting the same way. Like, but the biggest thing is we have to use that. We have to use that as an opportunity, whether that's more time, whether that's like you having to get creative, whether that's you getting like direction from someone that has actually been there. Maybe this is the time to actually like find someone that can help you like fine tune everything. But you have to play urgent. Because what I want for you is when you guys are applying, I want you guys to feel in control. I want you guys to feel like you've done everything in your power to set yourself apart from everybody else. And while everybody can get into PT school, it's much harder when you don't play urgent. It's much harder when you're very reactive. It's much harder when you're just waiting for the schools to, do their thing. And then based off what the schools say, or it's much harder when you're waiting for your classmates to, submit their application. Oh, they're submitting, I'll do it too. Man, if that's how you're playing, it's going to be very difficult to get into PT school. But I'll tell you right now, I believe more than ever, and I've always said this, I believe that every single one of you that's listening to me right now that desires to be a physical therapist has the ability to be a physical therapist. Don't let anybody ever tell you different. But you have to be the one that takes the active, you have to decide, will I be urgent or not? Will I create that urgency? Will I decide to play urgent? Will I start being intentional about everything? If I'm confused, will I be active in finding clarity? Will I look for someone to help give me the right steps? Will I put myself around people that will keep me focused, people that will not bring me down, people that will not keep me confused? Will I decide to do that? Because if you can decide to do that, I'm telling you right now, I will be ecstatic on the day that you finally get accepted into PT school. I'll be ecstatic because it'll either make or break your PT school acceptance. So what's your decision going to be? I want y'all to think about that. But if y'all want to join me, if y'all want to join the other students like, the students in the acceptance system, the students that are not in the acceptance system that are playing urgent, all the other pre-PTs that have been killing it and getting into PT school, man, if you want to be part of that group, if you want to be part of the 12K, the 12,000 students accepted every year, man, let's elevate it. Like all of us, starting with this group, starting with this group of pre-PTs right now, the ones of y'all that are live, the ones that y'all that are watching on replay, the people that will watch this or listen to this as a podcast.